Is there a part of you that thinks it's time for me to get back in the studio, or you're in no rush to do that, or you waiting till the time is right for you? Yeah, I think. 'Cause we can't use the word retirement for you. Yeah. 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 No, I already did that. I can't do that ever again. I would say I want to make music, but it has to be something important. I don't want to just make a bunch of tunes. For D to come on stage, pat him on his, and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z. Somebody said Tupac is coming back this year and stuff. Well, I've been back. You know, as far as the digital world just witnessed something that shouldn't be possible. Social media platforms are literally melting under the sheer weight of a single name. Tupac Shakur, not as a memory, not as a tribute, but as a living, breathing hurricane about to tear through 2 decades of carefully constructed least scandal you've ever witnessed. Forget Hollywood meltdowns. What's happening right now makes everything else look like playground gossip, because the whispers aren't just claiming that hip-hop's most legendary figure survived his Vegas shooting. They're screaming that he's been plotting revenge from Cuban exile for nearly 30 years. The hashtags tell the whole story. Hashtag Diddy exposed. And hashtag Jay-Z secrets aren't just trending. They're dominating every feed, crushing Kardashian coverage and celebrity divorces like digital tsunamis. Twitter servers are struggling. TikTok is flooded with shaky videos. Instagram has become a battleground of conspiracy theorists and skeptics, throwing evidence back and forth like grenades. But this isn't just another internet phenomenon. This is different. This is dangerous because the claims aren't coming from random accounts or attention-seeking trolls. They're emerging from industry insiders, former bodyguards, and people who actually knew the players in this deadly game. Veterans of the hip-hop wars are breaking decades of silence, whispering about Cuban safe houses, protection, and evidence that could obliterate 2 of music's biggest empires. The central claim is nuclear in its simplicity. Tupac Shakur didn't die in 1996. He disappeared. He strategically vanished into the shadows, protected by Fidel Castro's higher-ups, gathering ammunition against the enemies who tried to eliminate him. And now, with Jay-Z and Diddy more vulnerable than they've ever been, he's allegedly prepared to detonate 3 decades of carefully guarded secrets. The question that keeps industry executives awake at night isn't whether this is true. It's what happens to hip-hop's power structure if the world believes it's true. Because in the court of public opinion, belief is often more powerful than facts. The Cuba theory isn't just random speculation. It's built on family connections that run deeper than most people realize. Tupac's aunt, Assata Shakur, has been living in a Cuban asylum since 1984. After escaping from a New Jersey prison, she was a legendary figure in the Black Liberation Army and the Black Panthers. Exactly the kind of refugee that Castro's government loved to protect as a middle finger to American authorities. Instead of us just being like slavery's bad, slavery's down, bad Whitey, bad Whitey. I mean, alright, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that. I mean, we've been slighted And we want ours. Think about the timeline. September 1996, Tupac gets shot in Vegas. The official story says he dies 6 days later, but conspiracy theorists point to disturbing gaps in the narrative. Nobody, except hospital staff and his mother, ever saw him after the shooting. The coroner's report mysteriously contradicted his known height. The funeral worker who allegedly handled his cremation vanished without a trace. Immediately afterward, former security operatives have been whispering for years about late-night flights to Caribbean islands, about body doubles used to complete the illusion, about Fidel Castro himself offering sanctuary to America's most dangerous rapper. The logistics weren't impossible. Castro had been thumbing his nose at Washington for decades by harboring American fugitives as political dissident. Not real. I've laid out the facts for you, America. It's time to spread the truth. Wake up, America. Don't be a sheep. But here's what makes this theory genuinely terrifying for certain people. If Tupac did survive, he wasn't just hiding. He was preparing. 30 years of exile would have given him unprecedented access to Cuban intelligence networks, international connections, and most importantly, time to build an airtight case against everyone who betrayed him. Imagine the strategic advantage. The entire world believes you're dead, so your enemies get comfortable. They make mistakes. They brag about things they shouldn't. They build empires on the foundation of your alleged murk while you're quietly documenting every crime, every betrayal, every secret that could destroy them decades later. The Cuba connection transforms Tupac from a merc victim into something far more dangerous, a ghost with secret protection, international resources, and nearly 3 decades of carefully collected evidence against the people who thought they had permanently silenced hip-hop's most dangerous truth teller. If Castro's government really did offer sanctuary, then Tupac wouldn't just be alive. He'd be untouchable, funded, and furiously motivated to settle every score from beyond the grave. Can leave. Even those closest to the heart of hip-hop's greatest mystery have stoked the flames of the Tupac and Cuba theory. Suge Knight himself, the one person who sat beside Tupac the night that he was shot, has never fully accepted the official story. In interviews from prison, Suge has mused that nothing about Tupac's death felt final. He's recalled their last moments together, noting that Tupac was lucid, joking, and far from the image of a man nearing the end. Suge's notorious line with Pac, "You never know." It continues to haunt the culture. He would later remark on TV that if anyone would have staged his own exit, it was Tupac. Oh, is Pac dead? Is Pac alive? I'm the wrong facts. But I tell you this, if you try to find a person who cremated Tupac after he supposedly cremated Tupac, he retired and vanished into the sun, And it wasn't just in hush circles or cryptic lyrics. The idea slipped into mainstream media as well. On more than one occasion, talk show hosts and television personalities have let speculation fly, commenting on air about sightings, uncanny lookalikes, or the unlikelihood of so many coincidences. surrounding Tupac's supposed death. The fact that these slip-ups happen live on platforms with millions watching only fueled the sense that some puzzle pieces aren't meant to fit together by accident. Shakur didn't actually die in '96 and is still alive and well. Shook Jr. has been posted among the fan community. These mounting oddities are seen as more than happen stance. Taken together, the open-ended comments by Suge, the TV host blunders, the coroner's mysterious report, and Tupac's own lyrics predicting his death. Followers insist this can't be mere coincidence. In the swirling storm of rumors and legends, every slip, every ambiguous clue is another reason why Tupac's presence continues to feel uncannily alive. But the real terror haunting industry boardrooms isn't just social media buzz. It's the alleged existence of physical evidence so devastating that its mere mention sends legal teams into panic mode. We're talking about a forbidden manuscript, a comprehensive dossier that conspiracy theorists claim has been locked away in Cuban vaults for nearly 3 decades. This isn't random speculation. Former CIA operatives and intelligence insiders have been quietly suggesting that Castro's regime didn't just offer Tupac sanctuary. They helped him compile what amounts to the most dangerous document in music history. A detailed expose that names, documents crimes, and connects dots that powerful people have spent billions trying to keep disconnected. So, do you believe that Tupac's alive and well? Supposedly, he's in Cuba, working on new material. Industry veterans whisper about chapters detailing financial laundering schemes, systematic artist exploitation, violence, coordination, and cover-up operations that reach far beyond hip-hop into mainstream entertainment and international business. The manuscript allegedly reads like a criminal encyclopedia, with Tupac serving as both victim and investigative journalist who spent years documenting every betrayal. But documents can be dismissed as fabrications.